Hackstab / your horror movie podcast.
Welcome back, Hackstab / we are live. We are something. I don't know. I keep fucking up the intro because I think I've got something planned in my head, but I don't. So I'm just going to run with it. This week, we're watching a Waterboy movie for fucking sure. That is an understatement, bro. We are watching The Void from 2017. All right, Waterboy, you can fucking start. I'm hacky.
What?
That's stabby.
That's wacky.
Just Justin.
Just
wacky,
Justin.
Hacky, stabby, slashy. Something.
Oh,
All right.
Hey, does that A on your jersey stand for ass hat?
oh wow, that's nuts.
That's
Game 7 today. Let's go.
Should have never got there.
No, not at all. Don't even get me started. It's positive vibes today.
Positive vibes. Let's go.
Let's do
Let's
it.
talk the void.
Let's do it.
all
Waterboy, why'd you pick The Void? Why did I sit down and watch this last night with the missus and her go, this is like Slither all over again, just way less funny.
It's
And I was like, oh, that's funny because Waterboy picked it.
I like grossing you guys out and making you feel uncomfortable.
No.
That is
You
my
like
main
watching
goal.
old men get butt fucking naked and covered in blood and then preach their ideologies and religion and start cults. So come to me, daddy. And this is Hellraiser reincarnated.
You like
No,
it
this is
too.
definitely for
Fucking-
Hellraiser fans.
Yeah.
With the hint of
The only
Silent Hill.
difference is you don't have a cube. You've got a triangle.
I could actually see that now.
Yeah. It's called the
Oh,
pyramid
man.
effect. Suck,
Perfect.
suck, and suck.
Poor Waterboy. This is a great start.
No cuts though. So we got The Void, which was directed by Steven Konstanky. I'm butchering that last name. And
Fucking stinky. The dialogue in this movie makes zero fucking sense.
and Jeremy Gillespie. With Steven actually having taken part in a horror anthology, if you guys have ever seen it, with the ABCs of Death.
No, I don't plan on it.
Oh god, this is gonna be a roast for Waterboy.
It's all good.
Bro, I wore a fucking pink and blue flamingo shirt so I could try and feel better about this movie.
Oh,
So The Void, it's a Lovecraftian horror film containing cosmic horror with elements of the weird and unknown and incomprehensible, with more gore and
Fucking right,
elements
it's
of
unknown.
elements of shock. So let's
Watched
get
this
right
movie
into
twice
this.
in the last 10 hours and I still don't fucking understand it.
I just want to give my first thoughts really fast. I just want to
Yeah.
so I first saw this probably like 3-4 years ago. And I really did want to like it. Like I loved the first like 15-20 minutes. I was so excited for it. But then after I watched it, I just felt gross and disgusted. And I said, you know what? I'm never ever gonna watch that again until Waterboy drafted this, and
Here I
I
am.
watched it again. So I just want to say thank you very much. But I want to also say some people love cosmic horror and stuff like that. It's like my least favorite. How Sean was talking about like he doesn't love the found footage and all that stuff.
Mhm.
This is like how I feel about cosmic horror. Some people love it. I 100% respect that because horror, everyone has a different opinion. For me, the whole cosmic horror, not my favorite thing in the world. But I'm going to try to be nice. I'm going to get through this podcast. And like I
Hey.
said, I liked a little bit of it. Take it away, Waterboy.
Hey, nobody's gonna like everything.
all right. I want to give you my more opinions, all right? Because
Oh my
now
God, oh my
I've got
God.
more than I listen to Justin Cosmic Horror. I do like Cosmic Horror. In fact, I really like Cosmic Horror. And just like you, Justin, I really wanted to like this movie. And then after watching it, I felt gross. I felt
Me too.
betrayed. I felt soiled. So this movie to me right now
Gotta go take a shower.
it's like a fucking brothel, bro. Like it's like we all went to Reno, Nevada, and we went to the cat house, and we were so amped up, and we were like, "Yeah, dude, these girls are hot. They're on
Oh my
TV.
God.
I can't wait. I'm
What
so
about the
pumped up."
midget?
And then we get in there and we do the dirty, and we leave, and I'm like, I need to brush my teeth.
Oh my God. Well, poor Waterboy. Now you got like, oh, all right. I'm
Hey,
trying to get it
it's-
together.
But I
It's all
did really want to like this movie, but after the second rewatch, I can't get past the dialogue. He literally brings in a guy like a fucking John Doe. I mean, they figure out his name because they look at his license, but he's in there as a John Doe, and they're like, "What happened?" And he just goes, "Oh, he bled on me." Answer the question.
Have large talons,
Answer the fucking question.
large tentacles.
Oh my God. I feel you had to watch this movie twice in a 10-hour span.
Well, I watched it last night, and then I was watching it waiting for you guys.
Dude, you got to
Oh,
watch
okay.
something happen. All right. Sorry. Waterboy, take it away. Let's get into this.
I'd rather watch another episode. Fucking smile.
You'd rather watch Hellraiser 3? No.
Let's just roast Waterboy for the next 1 hour and release it.
That is fine by me. I'm all for it.
All right, take it away.
All right, let's get right into it. So the movie starts out in a house with screams being heard and gunshots as we see Vincent and his son, Simon, open fire, killing a family in what appears to be cold blood, proceeding to pour gas and lighting the woman on fire. We see a hooded figure with a black triangle on the hood looking out at the woman burning before transitioning to Officer Daniel Carter, sleeping in his cruiser, catching a glimpse of the man who got away in the road.
Was he heading to Squid Games?
Yes. Yes.
Little
does he know.
Yeah. All right, because I figured that's where the origin of this like came from.
Yeah.
All right.
Squid something.
I want to interrupt you again.
Okay. So he proceeds.
Wait, did we get a dialogue before this movie started? Like maybe some kind of background into what we're in for? Or is this just a straight up let's light a bitch on fire?
It's straight light a bitch on fire. Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. I just want to make sure that I'm in the right headspace.
It's this. Did you guys watch Batman instead of this time?
I fucking wish I did.
I seriously wish I watched the wrong movie, but
yeah.
So he proceeds to take him to the nearest hospital. We see Allison and Beverly taking him in, the nurses that are there. Panning over to the waiting room, we're introduced to Ben and Maggie, with Maggie being pregnant. And Richard, the doctor, checking on James, who seizes up and passes out the man who they were taking in. We see some tension between Danny and Allison, which come to find out with Dr. Richard coming in, talking about how they're still coming to terms with losing their child and how he had also lost his child.
Yeah, and how he can do his own fucking laundry because these dialogue just keep going.
Shit takes a dark turn as we see Danny.
Yeah, you don't mix your darks with your lights. Everyone knows that.
I can't.
We see Beverly in a room with Cliff before we see her removing scissors out of his eye socket and turns around to see her with her skin cut off of her face. This ain't my face. This isn't me. And this isn't a good movie.
Can I just say sorry, that scene was so awesome. Like I absolutely love this movie to this point. I thought that was such an awesome build up. The music so far and the synth and like the dread you feel. At this point, I'm loving that still. Like I thought it was such a cool setup. Like so far, even the scene, like when she's like, she's like, that's not my face. It's not. And she's picking at her face as she pulls the scissors out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome!
I loved it up to here. I was pumped up for this movie and excited to watch it because, like I told you guys before, I had to keep restarting it, and I only made it to this point like 7 times.
Yeah. I love the setup.
Everything
so
up to this.
I'm gonna burn a little fact here. This whole movie there was no CGI. This was all practical. The whole thing, which I love.
Crazy, bro. Yep. Sorry, continue.
All right. She tries to stab Danny, but he shoots her. Danny passed out in the bathroom and he sees glimpses of what seemed like a distant alien planet. If anybody remembers a scene like this from Slither.
Yep.
We meet Mitchell, a state trooper that arrived for James after hearing about the bloodbath that took place at the beginning of the movie. And this guy seems like a real asshole.
No, that's a fucking lie.
How
did he get here? Oh, I don't know. He's on his way, apparently.
Yeah, just walking.
Makes sense, right? Hey, I gotta call it in. Can I call it in? Guys, can I call this in? I can call it in, right? All right, I'm gonna go try to call it in.
I'll let you do this. Give me your gun, though.
I'm gonna call it in real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go up to my car and call it in. You okay with me calling it in, Justin?
Call it in.
Call it in? Okay.
I just want to make sure I can call it in. I'm not gonna go to the office, though. That's logical.
Can I get consent? Can I get consent?
Yeah. You can get consent. Try to use the front desk phone, and then when that doesn't give you consent, just don't take no for an answer and go outside. All right, Waterboy, go ahead. Call it.
So trying to call in to the other deputies on the phone, but all the phone lines are down, and he proceeds to go outside and check the cruiser radio with no luck there as well. He notices a figure from earlier with white robes and the black triangle. But then the electricity goes out.
$1 million to compete in a series of games.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So good. This came before Squid Games, so Squid Games copied this.
No, Squid Games had more originality. All right, these guys only had a button on a PlayStation controller. Squid Games had all 4.
All right. Full water boy.
Just an advertisement for PS2. So the electricity goes out, and the figure runs at him and stabs him. And while it's the knife's going into me, he pushes him up, and then he runs back inside. And then we see that there are multiple of those figures outside dressed with the same robes.
Super creepy.
Yeah, very creepy. We see the nurse from earlier now with what looks like tentacles flapping wildly out of her eyes and nostrils. Then we get more visions of the cosmos. The hooded figures now have the hospital surrounded and are waiting patiently outside. James screaming, we witness Beverly as now morphed into an inhuman creature, which Mitchell shoots, and they close the door behind it. And this thing looked fucking weird as shit.
It is so bizarre. At this point, that movie took such a wild turn. Like I loved it. I thought it was so creepy, like the cult in like the field and everything when he's out there. I thought it was really coolly shot. And all of a sudden, when this thing started growing tentacles and stuff, I'm like, all right, this movie's taking a little bizarre turn, which is fine. But also, like Sean said, some of the dialogue between the two cops earlier, it was like
it's very dry.
It's just so stupid.
Yeah,
it was tough to get into. That's the thing. The characters, even though I like the movie at this point, I probably like the first 25 minutes.
Just remember, Justin, he's got to call it in. And not only did they take his gun, but everyone says you're trying too hard to be like your dad.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
I don't even know what his fucking dad looks like. His dad's name, how his dad died, if he's still alive. What's going on with his dad? Why do they keep bringing him up?
The character development, like the stuff you have to guess on, like they did not do a good job at like kind of filling you in without even being straightforward. Telling you,
I agree. There's just so many people, and you know nothing about their lives.
So you almost
Waterboy. This would have made a great silent film.
Yes, great. I'm not going to say anything about the actors. I mean, this is just what bad writing looks like. I'm going to say
this is purely bad writing because the acting I think was good. Like the reactions, how they portrayed their characters. Yeah. Like the intern, she fucking crushed it. Like
she was so good.
And like the distance between him and the nurse. Yeah. Like outside of when he first gets there and he gives her like the look, like they don't give him help and dispatch didn't call it in. I wanted to like bad acting scene I've seen.
I wanted to like Daniel more than I did because you said like I thought his acting was fine. It's just the material was awful. Like so you were like, I don't know. You should have been more invested. But sorry, take it away, Waterboy.
100%. So
let's polish this turd.
Let's
so Vincent and Simon enter in with the rifle and an axe, while James takes Maggie hostage and then stabs Richard, the doctor, in the throat with the scalpel. The monster ends up taking Mitchell and drags him away and starts inserting its tentacles into his body through the eyes, with Simon and Vincent trying to take it down, chopping it up along with decapitating Mitchell, in the process just to prevent him from possibly morphing as well. And then they proceed to light that on fire and put it on a bed and push it outside.
Yep, that was cool.
Yeah, because that makes fucking absolute sense.
Which part?
I'm trying to be so nice and like trying to play along. Sean, this does not happen.
Which part, dude? Just the parts they put on the stretcher. It wasn't like a fuck ton more where that came from. But no, let's just put like 3 parts on there. Light it on fire.
they like put like 2 tentacles on there.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but fucking the hospital just carries kerosene and all kinds of gas.
And not to mention that thing was fucking
their supplies are very limited, but let's grab all the flammable shit and get rid of it.
Oh my God. So Maggie's starting to have contractions and Allison needs to get to the med supply room.
I had contractions watching this.
You got to take a shit again?
No, it's called this movie. I'm sorry, dude.
While grabbing the medicine, we see Richard pop up behind her. Danny and Vincent go searching for her and hear a phone ringing, with Richard's voice having been a part of kind of a cult, They find out that he was part of a cult.
There's people in white robes outside.
Kind of a cult.
A little bit of some cult-like behavior.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Hi, my name's Marilyn Manson. I'm kind of like a cult.
Kind of. James explains that Richard was the leader of some cult that performed sacrifices and he changed people. They all head down into the basement to the hospital where Richard is. We see Allison is still alive and waking up, unable to move. They come upon the door that was on one of the pictures that they had seen earlier with a black triangle on it. Now, I'm not sure, like, if this part, which is another part of the movie that doesn't make sense. This was like a separate part of the basement that wasn't even really part of the basement. It was almost like they went into a hole.
Like a flashback from the beginning.
Yeah. Like, this is weird.
Because then they showed that door at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Like, well, yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Keep going.
Right. We find out Richard's been experimenting on people in the basement of the hospital for a while, and with some of them still being down there. Ever since his daughter Sarah passed away, he went down a very, I guess you could say, dark path.
Little off the rails.
Little bit.
Dark pyramid.
Have you seen Stargate? Because that's almost like the exact same thing in Stargate. I don't know if you've seen that, but
no.
I'll have to show you a picture. Richard appears, and
You're not allowed to pick anything anymore.
All right, Green Inferno next week, guys.
Oh God, I quit.
Richard appears.
Waterboy goes solo on his pick. You
sit
on both hands and treat yourself to strangers.
All right, you guys good? I'm just looking around.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got Freddie and Michael.
It's good. We're all right.
Only friends.
We got Sean down here somewhere. Richard appears, and we see him as he cuts off his face as well, and remove the sheet off of Allison, and he has put something inside of her. And Richard's stating that she's beautiful and will become something truly remarkable. Panning back to the guys searching the basement, they stumble upon a slaughter fest of some of the people that Richard had been experimenting on. A voice takes control of Vincent for a moment, and then we see a faceless monster banging his head on a. He's getting that pipe, and then all.
My man is gapped like Paris Hilton,
bro.
Oh yeah, the pole right through the head. Yeah.
Jesus. And then all these experiments start waking up. We are in hell. These are almost like reminding me of Silent Hill a little bit, if you know.
Oh yeah. I did. Yes.
Upstairs,
should have picked that movie.
Yeah, I brought it. Better love story. James comes up behind Danny and tries to take him out. Danny throws him off, and one of the monsters pulls James away and proceeds to slam his head onto the floor multiple times, killing him. With Maggie's grandfather telling Kim to perform the C-section and that she has to, we see his throat get cut from behind by Maggie, saying that it's finally time.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I didn't see that coming.
Me neither. I was like, holy shit. I knew something was going to happen, but that, I was like, oh, God.
Jesus.
Poor grandpa. Where were we?
Somewhere in a basement, because there's never-ending stairs in this hospital, apparently.
There is. It goes down pretty deep.
Yeah. You know what else goes pretty deep?
All right.
My fucking hatred for this movie.
I was going to say those tentacles.
You thought I was going somewhere else, you sick fucks.
About 3 inches.
Oh, hurry up, dude. Let's go.
Let's fucking wrap this shit up.
Right? I've only been recording for 27 minutes. I have the
money
shortest
to spend.
episodes
It's
of the entire
27
podcast. Vincent starts fighting with Simon, who was having terrible thoughts from the monsters getting inside of his head. Daniel finds Allison laying on the table and notices it's not Allison anymore, but a tentacle monster. He kills her, putting her out of her misery. Richard speaking to Danny about being a god.
They killed me and put me out of my misery.
That's a good movie. Was it Kathy Bates? And he will have his daughter back, and he just needs one thing. And then Maggie stabs him in the back. We see Richard's true form, and we got my daughter crying in the background. Because she doesn't like this movie.
Like you said, she's sad you picked this. She's like, oh my God, my dad, what is wrong with him?
Jesus. That's right. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I'm pretty sure Kristen was just yelling at Chris for something, and it was probably the hatred of this movie.
Probably. There's a lot of that. Tension's
like, it's your fault that he had to sit through this shit. It made me watch it too.
Why didn't you tell him? He prepares to open. Actually, we see Richard's true form, and if you guys have seen Stranger Things, this guy looks like Vecna.
Just like Vecna.
Oh my God, I have that in my note. I have notes. I wrote it looks like Vecna, 100%.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I fell asleep at this point last night.
Sean hasn't even seen like the ending of the movie.
Kristen had to keep waking me up.
Before you go.
At one point, dude, she thought I was snoring and it was the dog, so she just kept kicking me.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, Waterboy. I did watch the end of this movie.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. That's the least you can do, please. We see Richard's true form, and he prepares to open a portal to the abyss. He implants a creature inside of Maggie, which breaks out, killing her, and then stepping on the head of one of the cult members, crushing it. Then Vincent and Simon come in attempting to kill it, and it starts tearing into him with the tentacles. And Simon throws the flare and catches it on fire. Danny's still alive, goes and picks up the axe and lunging it into Richard's shoulder, and then tackling him into the portal, and then both falling into the void. The creature is now chasing Simon while the place is starting to crumble, and he gets out and finds that Kim is the only person left alive. Now, this is where I said I don't get it, because he ran out of there, and then there was just a wall there. Like, the place they were in wasn't like an actual place in the hospital at all.
Yeah, the walls like closing and like Indiana Jones style when he like ran.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Fucking weird.
You know what it is the wife was mad at him, so she put LSD in the coffee they were drinking.
Imagine.
That's why none of the dialogue makes sense, and it just spun out of control.
Did you wait for the end credits? Because that's exactly what happened.
No, I didn't.
I'm just kidding.
I couldn't shut this off fast enough.
Cutting away to what seems like a different planet, we see Danny and Angela together.
It is a different planet. What do you mean seems like a different planet?
It seems like a different planet.
Yeah.
It
was literally
Hey, Justin, is that just like a regular storm that happens in like fucking Toledo, Ohio?
Yeah, that was just right. It was just like,
yeah, all right.
They were in some kind of like dust storm or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's floating giant pieces of shit.
Yeah,
Tornado Valley, right?
They were in the fucking upside down. Like Vecna put them in the upside down.
That's exactly
That's
what
a different universe.
Imagine Metallica just starts playing Enter the Sandman.
I wouldn't degrade Metallica like that.
No.
Oh my god.
That's what this movie was missing. Staring up at
this movie's missing a lot.
A lot.
How did this happen? Where did they come from? How did he get into it?
Staring up
does he not know how to do his laundry? Where did he get the kid from? Why is he bleeding? What happened?
All right. Oh, why don't I finish? There's like 2 minutes left of the movie.
Staring up at a black giant pyramid.
Oh, we'll give him a standing
like
ovation when he's done.
They hold hands, and that's a wrap. What
Let's
were
go.
your final thoughts on the void of this gory, gross creature feature?
It left a void in my soul.
All right, so I'll go first. I literally wrote on my notes, never ever want to see this again. I never wanted to see it again in the first place, but I also wrote missing a lot. Like I said, so I'll give it. So
it's almost like there's a big void in the movie. Right?
I mean,
in the movie.
I'm the one who chose this, and I gave it a 5 out of 10. And that's strictly because in my notes I also said terrible fucking writing. That was literally my thing. And
so my ranking, I gave it that's funny, you ranked it even higher than me. I gave it a 4.7 out of 10. And the only reason I gave it a 4.7 is because I like the first 20 minutes, and they did really good synth, and like the music was like really good, and they created a very dreadful, but it was just missing so much. It was missing just the character more. You need plot, a lot of plot. I'll just say plot. That pretty much sums it up. Sean, what do you? Well, we know what you think. What would you rank it?
I'm giving it a 3 out of 10.
Perfect.
And like, to be honest, dude, this is one of those movies, and I want it to be so good because I like the hospital setting. I like when they go to the basement. I like that feeling. I fucking loved when they found all the bodies in that room and they started coming back to life. I was on board with that.
They could have done a hell of a lot more with this.
Even the monster, the cult, like the fucking two crazy, what is that? A father and son that show up to try and kill that guy. Like there was just so much material that they had to work with that they just let go. And the screenwriting, the dialogue, like all that stuff is a reason why I don't like this movie at all. But for some reason, I want to watch this again and hope that I like it more.
Yeah, it was just missing a lot.
Do you feel like that, Justin? Do you feel like you want to watch this again?
Yeah,
I feel like you should like it more than it.
Dude, like I said, like I watched this when I first came out. I don't know. I probably watched this 4 years ago. I remember hearing all the hype, how it felt like an 80s movie. They said the music was great. So, I mean, I was all over this. I watched this and I was so excited. And I remember like 15 minutes in, like I was in the mindset I was gonna like it, which
Yeah.
even disappointed me more. And then when it started turning cosmic horror, I'm open-minded with horror. It's not my favorite type of horror, but if the movie's good, I mean, I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
And I just like they said there was something missing. And I love hospital setting, like Halloween 2. I fucking love Halloween 2 so much for the setting. It's like one of my favorite things ever. And it just, I don't know, just something missing. I just wasn't feeling this one.
So this movie was sort of like comparable to, I don't know if you guys seen it with Nicolas Cage, the Mandy thing. That's another cosmic horror. That's actually better than this. Still bad, but better than this for sure.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like The Color of Space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped those.
Yeah, it's not worth it. I mean, it's one of those movies that like you kind of you want to watch because there's people say it's so bad it's good, but once you watch it, you just kind of like,
what the fuck?
At least I saw it.
Yeah.
Hey, which one of you picked Event Horizon for us to watch?
Me.
Because all right, I don't know. I've heard that's a great movie, but I haven't actually seen that. But the funny thing is, when
you
I
haven't seen it yet.
No, so I actually looked at a few reviews of this movie because I'm like, this is made for Hellraiser fans.
It's it's a mix.
Dude, the first review I read about The Void, it was like, this is perfect for people who like Hellraiser and Event Horizon. And I was like, holy shit, like that's Waterboy. Which I'm not saying anything bad about Event Horizon. I haven't seen it. I've heard it's awesome.
Event Horizon, you're gonna like when I said like I like
it's
all
a better
kinds
movie.
of horror as long as it's just made nice.
Yeah,
Event Horizon is like a 2-hour horror movie
for its time.
It just takes you on a fucking ride.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that the first thing I saw it said those two movies, and I'm like, wait, I think Waterboy picked those. Like that explains why Waterboy picked this.
To pick up from this, to go like, I think I want to do Event Horizon for my next movie for sure.
Yeah, redeem yourself.
Yeah, gotta get some
something, bro.
All right, so I do have a couple fun facts.
Let's go.
There was nothing fun about this.
I know.
It was very fun.
The only fun fact that I have about this movie is it ended.
That's actually one of my facts. That's
dude. Like I said, I'm so sorry because I want to like this movie so bad.
I know, and people liked it. Like I'm not even like if you like that, that's it's so bad. I don't know. I mean, good. I'm not judging. Like it's good.
I mean, I even ranked it a 5. So
yeah, I have one fun fact, but I'll let Waterboy go first. I only have one.
Right. So this movie was actually a crowd-funded project of only $82,510 to make this movie.
That was really cool. Good for them.
That's actually a really good movie for that kind of money.
For that, no, it was badass.
Practical.
Like, dude, if you could watch this on mute and then just like type out closed captions, I feel like I'd like it a lot more. Like leave the synth and the music and all that stuff and just create your own dialogue.
Yeah. Great music. The creatures look gross and disgusting as hell as they were supposed to. So
that
really
practical.
Good creatures. Really
like
good.
when the head fucking comes out of the back or whatever that is and they shoot it and it just so
good. So good and disgusting.
That old time shit. So that's actually going to be one of my facts that I'll get to in a second. So this actually did make $377,000 worldwide. It did make its money back. It will not be getting a sequel, although there is talk about it. So hardly any of it was CGI. The hospital used in the film was actually a former high school in Ontario, Canada, and had been closed for a while prior to filming this and was demolished right after this film was done.
With the film, right? With the film?
With the film, yeah.
Yeah, did you see they wanted to film in an actual like hospital. There was like an abandoned hospital. They ended up not being able to because it was like too unsafe or something.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing.
The creature design was influenced by John Carpenter's The Thing, and also with John Carpenter, some obvious plot references to his 80s apocalyptic horror gem, The Prince of Darkness from 1987, if you guys have ever seen that.
Just real quick, was the dialogue also influenced by John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars?
Ghost of Mars?
Could have been.
Yo, Waterboy. So my Halloween reference, I couldn't even find a Halloween reference. Besides, the only thing I found was that so I don't even know if it counts, but they took tons of inspiration from John Carpenter. And that was my link.
That's what I was meaning.
Yes, because literally I read the actual, like the director said it themselves that they were inspired by John Carpenter, and they literally mentioned that was like my Halloween reference. I wrote down those exact 2 movies, and obviously John Carpenter directed Halloween, so there's our tie-in.
Boom, boom.
Well, I mean, it
still
takes
counts.
place in a hospital.
It
takes place in a hospital like Halloween 2.
Good, counts.
They all have white masks like Michael Myers. If you stand them side by side with no one else around, those triangles mimic like the eyes of a pumpkin. That could be Halloween.
They stood there still for a little bit while staring at you.
Yeah, dude. There's some like crazy telekinesis mind control
there we go.
shit
Yep.
going on. That could be like Halloween 5.
Yep, exactly. The Halloween 5, 6 plot.
There's a pregnant teenager that is influenced by a cult. There we go. Halloween 6.
There we go. Curse. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give my
sucked so bad. There's Halloween 2 Rob Zombie.
Oh my god. All right, I'll give my one fun fact that I have because if anyone's listening to the pod, they know I'm a sucker for when people watch horror movies inside a horror movie. And early on in the movie, they have one of the patients watching a movie, which is
We're coming to get you,
1968's
Barbara.
Night of the Living Dead. So there we go. Movie inside a movie.
Best part of the movie, dude. They should have just hyper focused on that for most of the film.
Right? They should have
made a lot more money.
They should have zoomed into that, and then for the rest of the movie, you just watch the rest of Night of the Living Dead.
They just film every scene in that fucking hospital room with the TV in the background.
So great. That'd be so great.
With the volume on 10, and you can barely hear the actors.
Have they done that yet?
Right.
Like 2 movies in one? You're watching one that's happening outside of the TV, but there's one happening in the TV at the same time.
Dude, the best. All right, so Scream. Remember when the Scream scene when Halloween's playing after he's telling the rules? Tell me that's not the best scene in like horror history. When like you hear the music of of Halloween, and then the stuff's happening in Scream. Like I'm not gonna go on a Scream rant of my love. But what else do we got about this movie? And then we can tell them what we're doing next. And we get the hell out of here and on with
that is it for me with the facts. So we already got what we all thought. And Sean, what are we watching next week?
I feel so bad for putting people through this movie that next week we're watching Idle Hands.
Idle Hands.
We need some fucking comedy back in our lives. Like I'm fully depressed. I'm gonna go slam my dick in a door. And I can't this movie, Waterboy. Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Have either one of you guys ever seen Idle Hands?
I have not.
Oh, is that what we're doing next week?
That's what we're doing next week.
Let's fucking go. Oh my god. I haven't seen that for so many years.
This movie, dude.
No, I love it so much. I'm gonna get emotional with the nostalgia that's gonna bring back. I haven't seen that for so long. Yeah. Oh my god.
All right, so you can find it free on Pluto TV, but based off what Pluto TV has done to us recently, I'm pretty sure if you go on there and you type it in and it says Idle Hands,
it's gonna be Batman.
You start watching it on fucking Pluto TV, it's gonna come out and it's just gonna be a documentary on the fucking
importance of washing your hands
from Addams Family.
Yeah, because Pluto had the wrong House on Haunted Hill too. It had the picture of the one that we did, the 1999 or something.
Yeah.
And when I clicked on that, I watched the first 5 minutes of the Vincent Price one before I realized.
Get your shit together, Pluto.
Yeah.
It's the reason why you're not a planet anymore.
Oh,
damn! Shots fired.
I feel like we should just. And also, how much is Waterboy gonna hate Idle Hands? It's way too much fun for him. He's gonna hate it, huh?
I hate fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, dude. He hates everything to do with Idle Hands. He hates the fact that it's got a mix between fucking just Mighty Ducks. It's got
oh god, I hate hockey.
Well, all right, we're out. So one of you wrap this up.
I'm out of here. Bye. See you later.
Peace.
Stop the fucking recording. I'm Hacky. Right. That's Stabby. That's
Wacky.
Justin. I'm not even going to try to convince him to be slashy or anything like that because this movie just created a fucking hole in my heart and I can't stop talking. So you might want to hit the fucking end record button so I can go off on this rant. I can't just do this anymore.